Hello, I'm Lee and this is the Monkeywood garage. So since the last episode, which was a video featuring my top 20 pieces of motorbike and camping equipment, I've had a few requests on how I managed to load it onto the bike. So that's what I'll take you through in this video. I'll show you how I go from all these items, how to make it look like this, and how to not make it look like this. Let's get started. So for the first storage solution, I use an SW-Motech tank bag. It's quoted as having 3 to 5 litre of capacity. The beauty of this is you've got a zip opening here, separate zip compartment here, and you've got a decent amount of space. So I'll generally keep bike locks, maybe a wallet, helmet wipes, a few other bits and pieces in there. It comes with a waterproof cover as well that goes over the inside pocket, so it keeps everything inside dry. One thing I like about this is just got this quick pull release. So it detaches that quick and it comes with a little carry handle. And just clips back on with magnetised clip. And I've been on 2 or 3 camping trips with this and it's never budged once. It's solid. Very handy bit of kit. So in terms of installation of the tank bag, what you get is a magnetic ring. All you do is remove the original 6 M5 bolts, replace them with the longer bolts that you get as part of the kit, and they come with a little spacer that just ensures the gap between the ring and the tank itself so it doesn't cause any scratches. So installation just takes a couple of minutes and you're good to go. Now these are quite critical, especially if you've just got a naked sports bike like the 765 RS. Storage solutions are pretty minimal. So what I went for is these SW-Motech again Pro Blaze side panniers. These have a decent amount of storage. You've got a zip opening on the top. The space is extendable. You can undo the zip on the side here, which extends it out, as you can see, a fair amount. These aren't waterproof, but again they come with a waterproof cover that just goes on the inside, so all your contents are still waterproof. So these have proved invaluable. And there's another little side pocket here. You can get a few bits and pieces in there. But as you can see, these are pretty decent and you can get a lot of stuff in there. So I'll quickly run through how these attach to the bike for anybody who's interested. Because that is an extremely easy process. Now to attach the SW-Motech saddlebags to your bike, you've got these plastic support brackets. Now these is attached to your rear foot peg support columns. You can position them kind of anywhere you want, higher or lower, depending on how you want the bags to sit on the back of your bike. This is an M6 bolt that goes through the back, and there's a wide spacer there that just kind of locks it firmly in place. Assembly's really easy. If anybody is interested, I will disassemble it, put it back together with a bit of a step-by-step guide, but it is incredibly straightforward. Now the beauty of these saddlebags is how quick you can attach them to the bike. So what I tend to do is I leave the little plastic bracket in place at all times, and if I want to go out with the saddlebags on, all you do is slide on the support bracket, and it is literally as simple as just lining it up, clipping it in place, and there you go. So this is where the bottom of the bag actually slides through to keep it in place, which I'll show you in the next step. So I'll show you how to attach the saddlebags. Incredibly easy process. The supports and obviously the saddlebags themselves are handed, but it is labelled as such, so it's no problem there. But on the back of the saddlebags, you've just got a small area where you just slide onto the supports. It is as easy as sliding your left one on, doing the same on the right hand side, and then you've got a Velcro strap across the middle to keep them in place. Make sure you're in a good position, and then you're almost good to go. I'll show you the last step to keep them in place. So the final step to connect your saddlebags to the bike is just to the plastic clip that's on the back of the assembly and your rear foot peg columns. Click that in, And what that does is that stops the wind from pushing it back off these brackets, keeps it firmly in place. But it means that you can take them on and off your bike in a matter of a couple of minutes, if that. Handy bit of kit. Now, two things worth mentioning with these saddlebags. What I've actually did is put some 3M foam on the inside of the saddlebag just to protect the paintwork. I also put some clear film across here just to stop any scratches or anything like that. Better safe than sorry, I guess. Now, I will point out the bike's coated in ACF 50, which is why you can see all these bits of dust that's just been attaching itself to it. With the weather we've had here, I haven't been out on the road for a good probably 2 months. But just as a side note, I'd always recommend that you coat your bike with ACF 50 in winter. We'll maybe save that for another day. Now, before we move on to the final storage solution, I'm going to get these saddlebags packed up, and then I'll show you how I'll put the bigger items on the bike. But for anybody who watched the last video, just to let you know, I found a little hammer. Saved myself 12 quid. So we've gone through the tank bag, the saddlebags. Now I'll show you the final storage solution. So to do this, we've got to take off the rear cowl. We'll just remove this. And for this to work, we've got to put the actual pillion seat in place. Now, I'll just explain here. So the final item is a Kriega 40 litre dry bag. To get that to work on this bike, and this is the case with most bikes, you've got to put a fitting kit on. But that is incredibly easy. So all that consists of is removing the 2 bolts that's on the subframe, installing some washers, and just putting these little straps on. And underneath the pillion seat, again, take out the bolts, put the washers in, put the bolts back in, just to attach these loop straps. So all we got to do is clip this in place, and then it's ready through these hoops to attach the roll bag. So you've got your saddlebags on, you've got your tank bag on, you've packed up your dry bag. All you've got to do now is position that over your pillion seat, tighten everything up. Obviously I've just done this very quickly, it doesn't look particularly neat. To make sure everything's secure, and then all you've got to do is the last step is attach it to the loop straps underneath your seat, which I'll demonstrate now. So all you've got to do to attach it, connect up these plastic clips. At the other end you've got a little metal hook that goes around these loop straps. Connect these through there, and then for now just lightly tighten it, and I'll go through and connect the other ones. And the final step, make sure it's exactly where you want it to be. Do a final push down and tighten all the plastic clips. And then all you need to do, any excess strapping, fold it up, and lock it in place. And there you have it. So that's pretty much my motor camping setup. So this allows you enough space for the 20 items I mentioned in the last video, and still gives you plenty more space for your food, your beers, whatever else you might want to take. There's still space in the saddlebags. You still get a lot more in here. But the beauty of this Kreiga Drypack is you've got all these clips on the top. So with a bungee cord, you can attach it either through these clips or through the actual hoops underneath to make sure it's nice and tight, and you can get a lot more stuff on top of there. I like the idea of it just being these two saddlebags, the dry bag and the tank bag, and then the weight's not too high on the bike, and if I'm honest, you don't even notice the difference. And on the trips I've been on, none of the stuff's ever budged. So if you've got a naked bike, or any sort of bike really, this setup should work well and give you a very comfortable camp. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you've got any feedback, leave it in the comments below. I'll leave descriptions and links to all items that I've used and shown in the video. I do highly recommend the SW-Motech range. It's maybe not the cheapest, but as I say, you get what you pay for. It's served me well so far. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.